pick over the wall there.
Morning and welcome to a brand new series of running videos. So I'm Ian.
And I'm Trish.
So this morning we've decided to head over to Tegg's Nose and Langley Reservoir, just the other side of Macclesfield. So it's an absolutely glorious morning. So if you can see, we've got the reservoir to one side of us, so we're going to do a little jog run round there first, and then we're going to head up over Tegg's Nose to the visitor centre. So throughout this series of videos we're going to be showing you some of the routes that we run on, because we're both in the same running club. So some videos are going to be filmed with a GoPro head strap, where we'll film the run throughout, whilst others we're just going to do, like today, we're just going to do a general chat about the route and show you guys some of the views that we experience. So like I say, we're starting with the reservoir for now, so we'll switch to the other camera and we'll show you where we're running. Right, so we're just walking around the reservoir now. So it's about 25 degrees C at the minute, so it is quite hot. So in the background we have got Tegg's Nose Country Park, which is just up there. So that's where we will be heading. So we're just going to carry on now around the reservoir, and then we will make our way up to Tegg's Nose. So Trish, you do know where we're going, don't you?
I'm sort of about 89% sure, yeah.
Well, what I've just noticed down here is that we seem, if I spin the camera around, to have quite a bit of a drop. So luckily there's a footbridge, and luckily we can get down it.
This does look familiar.
Okay, so we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so we've just found our way out of the trail walk. So this has brought us out at Bank Reservoir, which is towards Macclesfield Forest, which you can see just in the distance up there. So we're going to take a steady walk jog round the perimeter, and then we will be trying to head up towards Tegg's Nose.
If we don't melt first.
Yeah, and if we don't melt first, so we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so we're just getting into the midst of our run, although we're mostly walking and doing a bit of jogging, because the temperatures now are about 25-26 degrees C. So we are currently in Macclesfield Forest, if you can just about see that. So we're just taking a steady walk round the perimeter of the forest now, and then we're going to go down to Bank Reservoir at the bottom end, and I'm going to work his way back round, and then we're going to pick up Tegg's Nose. I'm going to climb Tegg's all the way to the top, hopefully to the visitor centre, and then we'll show you the views from up there. Okay, so we kind of
went the wrong way.
Yeah, the wrong way. So we were following Trish's directions, weren't we, Trish?
Yeah, very stupidly.
Yeah. So we found this public footpath, and Trish said, "I'm sure we go this way." Except we've just done an entire loop of where we've just come from. So now we're just going to walk back in the same direction we've come from and try and find the road that we should be on. Then we will eventually, hopefully, head back to Tegg's Nose.
Should we just go in the pub?
Oh, well, yeah, we could go in the pub as well. Okay, so we found our way back towards Tegg's Nose, so this is where we started. So we are currently at Tegg's Nose Country Park, so we've just parked a bit further over there. So the next step is we're going to be going up Tegg's Nose to the very top towards the visitor centre, so that there are some absolutely stunning views at the top of there. So obviously Trish has run around here a couple of days ago with some of the other club members on the Wednesday run. I haven't been up here for absolutely ages, maybe 2 or 3 years at that. So it's going to be a case of just taking it nice and steady because it is absolutely sweltering now. It's getting far too hot to be thinking about running at a full pace. So we will see you guys somewhere towards the top. Okay, hi guys, so me and Trish have eventually made it to the top of Tegg's Nose. There were some hills involved which we did attempt to run, but it is getting that hot now. We literally just walked it with a slight jog. So in the distance, I don't know whether you can see this behind me, we have got Macclesfield, possibly Bollington and also Tiddington that side. So I'm just going to hand you over to Trish, who's going to just explain to you what is over this side and what is some stunning scenery. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. So we'll just spin the camera around so hopefully you'll be able to see what's in the background. So it's over to you, Trish.
Okay, so we've got Croker Hill at the back, which is one of the club runs that we do. We've got Langley Reservoir down here, you can see down there. And what's that one called again here?
So that's Trenton Bank Reservoir.
Trenton Bank Reservoir.
So we have been around there, so we are now going to be going around Tegg's Nose Country Park. I'm going to try and find the path up to the visitor centre, and then we'll show you some images from up there and just show you a bit about the visitor centre, so like parking, etc., because that is a good place to always start a run from if you're considering doing Macclesfield, like Kerridge, White Nancy, or even here at Tegg's Nose. So we'll just show you the views. Okay, hey guys, so we have arrived at Tegg's Nose Country Park Visitor Centre. Now this is an ideal location to start a run if you're doing around Macclesfield. So if you want Tegg's Nose, literally go out the car park and you turn to the left and you're literally on Tegg's Nose. But if you go to the right, there's some fields just up the road that you can cut through. That takes you up towards Kerridge eventually and White Nancy. So again, that's another stunning route which we sometimes do as a Sunday run with the club. So that will be featuring in some videos soon, but at the moment I'm not sure when. So on about Tegg's Nose Visitor Centre, which is just over there if the camera's picking that up. So parking there is £3 for 3 to 10 hours. Anything up to 3 hours is about £2. I think it's in between 1 to 3 hours. Now the visitor centre, I think there is a cafe there as well, so you can have something to eat as well, but I haven't been in there to have anything, but I know some of the club members have, so that's good for refreshments, either pre-run or post-run, ideally in this weather post-run. So what we're going to do now, we're going to make our way back down through Tegg's Nose, and me and Trish are just going to tell you a little bit of history about how we both started our running journeys, so we will see you shortly. Okay, so we're just going to tell you guys a little bit about our running histories, because I thought it would be a good idea to throw that into the first video. So myself and Trish, we obviously know each other from work. So we have ran together, obviously, before either of us joined the running club.
Yeah.
So the club that we're both with now, we joined it obviously for the social side of things. So for me, in the beginning, it was more of like for a social lifestyle. So I've never sort of been the sort of person that gets invited out like with friends or anything like that. So it was more of a social interaction, get to meet new people. So when I joined the club, the first race I did, I showed up in a t-shirt and tracksuit bottoms, which was absolutely boiling because it was a hot summer's day like today, but not as hot as like 32 degrees C like it is going to be today. So that taught me then I needed to buy a pair of running shorts and actually get some proper running gear. So my first run that I did was 5k, and then some of the guys at the club said like, you would easily do 10k, you'd do a half marathon, and at the time it was like, you've got to be kidding me, because I hadn't ran for 16 years since I was in high school, so it was all new to me again because I used to be really fast. So
didn't have the confidence though at the start.
Yeah, it's sort of like Trish said, you haven't sort of got the confidence. So when you're getting told 6 miles or like 13 miles for the half, and you're thinking, what the heck am I letting myself in for? But since then I've done 5k, I've done 10k, I've done halves, I've done marathons, and I've also done one ultra, which was more of a social run. So I went from Congleton to White Nancy and around Kerridge along the canal towpath, and then up round there and back down. So I started like at 8 in the morning and I was done for about 2 o'clock back in Congleton. So that was a total of 32 miles. So yeah, it's just building your fitness up, trusting in yourself that you can run these distances. Obviously not letting your head tell you that you can't, because if you do that, then that will affect obviously your pace and make you believe that you need to start slowing down or it's not possible to do it, but it is actually possible. So myself and Trish, who I'm going to hand over to in a minute, we did a Race for Life programme together about a couple of weeks ago? A month ago.
About a couple of months ago.
So we did about 10 sessions around different areas in Congleton. We also did an away run. I can't actually remember, where did we go? We went somewhere.
We did.
we went somewhere and we can't remember where we went.
Across Congleton Edge, didn't we?
Yeah, so we did Congleton Edge. So I'm sure we actually did an away run somewhere, but without looking at Strava, I can't remember where we went. So we did that. So that was sort of because we hadn't ran together for a while. So obviously that got Trish and one of the other girls who we used to work with into running 5k. So now I'm going to hand you to Trish, who's going to just explain a little bit of what got her into running. Over to you, Trish.
Yeah, so I suppose my story is I'm a dog walker, so being out with the dogs, I'd jog a little bit with them and enjoyed it, and going back a few years. And then I just kind of dropped off and stopped doing the jogging. I don't know why. And then, like Ian said previously, we've got back into running socially, aren't we? Just together, a few here and there, which I enjoyed. And then we did the 5k, the Race for Life training, which I love doing, and like you said, it was so varied and stuff that doing the different, a bit more trail running as well we did, didn't we? We incorporated into it, which I really like. So from then really, so obviously then I knew Ian was part of the club, and I'd met another couple of people who were part of the club.
So we're just going through a gate.
Yes. There you go, countryside for you. And again, mirroring what Ian said, there's a real big social side to it, and it's good because doing the club runs, it gets you to you're running with other people, so it's sociable. You end up running longer distances than you think you're capable of, because you're running the distance without actually even realising you're running it sometimes. So I've been doing those, and I've also got into park run. Am I allowed to mention that?
Yeah, we can mention park run. Sorry, we did forget to mention park run. So for those of you who live in Congleton, if you're watching this, obviously you know about Asprey Mere. on every Saturday at 9 o'clock. So pop down and take a look, see what you think. Park Run, by the way, is one big huge running family. Nobody's ever left behind, and everybody's really
very sociable, very
friendly
sociable,
and chatty.
Yeah.
We've also got a new one that's been added lately, which is Alderley Park Run. So that one, again, that's the brand new one that's only been going about 5 weeks, I think, 5 or 6 weeks. So I've been there twice already, so I'm really enjoying that. Just offers a bit more of a challenge for me, because obviously I like trails and obviously I like road running as well, but trails are beginning to become one of my favourites.
It's just more pleasant, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, so I'm still trying to convince Trish to come there with me.
Yeah, I will do.
So eventually we'll be doing Alderley Park together.
Yeah.
But like I say, if you're getting into running, then definitely think about joining a running club, because obviously everybody is great. You all learn from
you get
people.
the backup as well, don't you? From
so
and the support, really. That's the thing.
You learn
as
from
well.
people who've all come from different running backgrounds. So, like with our club that we're in, we've got people who are only just starting out doing like couch to 5k, or they've done it and they're starting building the distances up. So, we've got a member recently who's obviously done a 5-mile race, and she was really proud of herself for that. So it just proves that if you put your mind to it, anything is possible.
It is, and also we split it, don't we, into different groups. So if you're a little bit slower and you're worried about holding people up, that isn't an issue, because you have different race, team leaders, whatever, group leaders on the night, and you have a faster group and a slower group, for instance. So everybody's catered for, and nobody feels under pressure.
So
but also I've done some races, hadn't I, Ian? I've done summer series races.
Yeah, so Trish
which I never thought I'd do.
Has done a summer series, so she did really well with that. I couldn't obviously do the summer series due to work commitments, so it was on every Thursday and I was working till 10 o'clock at night. So I'm just in the process of transitioning into a new job, so hopefully in maybe a year or less than that, I should be able to start doing some of these races, like obviously with the club, that they do in the weeknights, depending on obviously what the new work schedule looks like.
Yeah.
So these runs, what we're going to be doing is we are going to use a GoPro head strap. So obviously we still will do like these type of vlogs and just have a little chat to you guys about like what we're up to on the day. So we'll have Trish with me again for some of those, and we will have some other people along, hopefully. So I'm hoping this first video gives you an insight into what a runner's lifestyle is like. So we won't always be at Tegg's Nose, so sometimes we might be like round Congleton, or we could be in Staffordshire somewhere. It just depends where it takes us. So at the minute we are, if I just spin the camera around again, just walking back up to the top end of Tegg's Nose Country Park again. So we've been all the way around, we've been to the visitor centre, which we've explained earlier. So
and we can run downhill.
Yeah, we can run downhill.
The downward one is so much nicer.
So it's all downhill going back. Just have to watch your footing around Tegg's Nose, because it is an ex-quarry, so it is quite stony around here. So yeah, so we hope that you've liked this first video. Any improvements, anything you think that you want to see, anything you don't want to see, if you want us to be quiet more, we'll shut up, we won't speak as much, and we'll just film the run.
For us though, Ian.
Yeah, so like I say, let us know and we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.